My name is Emily Morris. I'm the Vice Principal and PE teacher here at Yangon American. I have taught and coached at different levels in the United States, in Korea, and now in Myanmar. And one of my greatest passions is being able to help kids experience and learn to love fitness and make sure that they live happy, healthy lives. Yangon American is a relatively new school here in Yangon. We just opened in 2019. We currently serve students nursery through grade 5. In our first year of operation, we were able to become candidates for both the IBPYP, the Primary Years Program, as well as the WASC accreditation.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Beach Cole. I'm the KG2 teacher at Yangon American. In the American system, that means I teach 5 to 6-year-olds. I was previously a teacher in South Korea and Cambodia, and prior to that, I was a social worker in America. I really enjoy creating a classroom full of excitement, so that's been an interesting challenge to bring that into an online learning environment.
Hi, I'm Teresa Bills. I am the Kindergarten 1 teacher at Yangon American. The Kindergarten 1 program is designed for early learners at the age of 4 years old. I have 20 years of teaching experience in the United States and in Myanmar. Before arriving in Yangon, I was teaching at an elementary school in Bozeman, Montana. The one thing that I really try to do with my students and that I've been working on for my entire career is making sure that students feel safe and loved and that they're in a positive, nurturing classroom environment. The hardest part of teaching students in the COVID-19 pandemic is, of course, that we are not in person with our students. This is very challenging because we really rely on building student relationships so that we can get to know our students and teach to their unique abilities. So it's really required teachers to be very innovative and finding all the right tools that will help us to build those strong relationships with students. Teachers are very resilient at this period in time, learning new technologies, working extra hard just to build those relationships online with students, and particularly working even to build relationships between students, because we know that online learning was never designed for young learners or elementary students. And so it is our job as educators to really bridge the gap between what's missing in the in-person learning and how to still build relationships between students, and that students can also build relationships between each other.
COVID-19 has basically turned education on its head. We as teachers have had to rethink nearly every aspect of our classroom and how we engage with our students, which has brought about a lot of creativity and a lot of struggles. But I think, overall, we are a very resilient bunch of people, educators, and we will continue to move forward in the best interests of students. But we are constantly being called to adjust what we're doing and address new and unexpected difficulties every single day. So we need to be flexible and really responsive to students and parents at all times. Well, even before the government officially mandated that schools were not going to be able to open in August, we were already working on our distance learning program. So because of this forward planning, we were able to successfully open online and deliver a program that is the high quality that our families expect from us. So we used a lot of really different and innovative ways to be able to engage with our students, to give them the same sense of community and cohesion that they would have here in the classroom.
In order to meet the challenges of online learning, we were able to get together after the last lockdown and really collaborate on what went well and what we can improve upon. So we went to a full-time schedule. We send out surveys regularly to the parents, and we researched different apps and shared what would be the best and decided upon different apps that we would use with the parents that would be comfortable for them as well.
Yeah, collaborating and communication with parents is a huge part of the Yangon American culture, especially now during the distance learning. So they play an integral role in making sure that students are supported and are as successful as they can be. We're really lucky to have an awesome group of parents who are very supportive of what our program is doing and where we hope to see where we would like to be in the future. So we have had a great experience with having constant communication with the parents and open communication. So them being able to give us feedback on what the program looks like in their own homes and how it's working for their child specifically, so that we can make adjustments to make sure that we are meeting children where they are to help them be as successful as they can be.
The role of parents at this time is, without a doubt, parents as partners, especially in young children, keeping them engaged online learning. We really need parents to help keep the students engaged and stay on task. And at this time, parents are actually part of the classroom every day, and the parent communication is such a huge positive impact on our classroom. And some ways that I am building communication with my parents is through daily announcements, one-on-one student meetings and parent meetings, weekly check-ins online and offline, as well as sending out surveys to parents to get their feedback. And I just always want to let the parents know that I'm there for them in any way that they can. And I'm always available to help, offer suggestions. But then also, I want to hear from the parents how things are going at home with their child, so that I can always be making little changes and adapt my program to fit their needs.
Okay, well, I'm a parent and I have a daughter in this school, so I can see it from both sides as a parent and as a teacher. And I think one of the main things that we recognized was just giving the parents the support that they need, which includes lots of communication. This time around, I send out, every day I send out lessons so that the parents can tag the page numbers so that the students know in advance, because I teach young learners. It would be really difficult to say, turn to page 230, and they're going to go to page 230. So that's one way that we're communicating with the parents to help the students. And just really offering our ear to them so that we can hear their concerns, that we can adjust, make changes that are individualized to their children. The teachers have worked very hard to deliver the same content that we would be otherwise if we were in person. There are limitations to being online, of course. The students they don't have the interactions with each other the same way they would. I'm not able to hold a student's hand as they're doing their letters. There are some limitations in that sense, but I think that we've all risen to the challenge and that we have been very creative and created different ways to deliver that content. And we see the growth in our students. So is it effective? Yes, the students are learning. Is it going to be effective long term? No, we're so excited to get the students back into the classroom and to continue the learning that we know needs to happen, especially with young learners.
I think there are definitely limitations with online learning. Building a community and giving students the social and emotional support that they need is definitely made more difficult by being online. But academically speaking, and with our curriculum, we are absolutely effectively teaching students and getting them to where they need to be successful as they move through their academic career?
Yes, online learning has been very effective in my classroom, and through talking with my peers, I see that the work that they're doing is also very effective. I'm delivering the same academic program online that I would as if we were in person. And the great thing about technology is that I'm able to capture some moments that maybe I wouldn't have even been able to capture if we were in person. There's some really great digital tools available so that I can hear audio recordings, see videos, have pictures captured of student work. And I'm really seeing progress in my students. They're hitting some really great milestones, and I'm very proud of them. And at times, the pace might seem a little bit different or slower, but in the end, the results are showing the same progress for the same type of program. The disruption of COVID-19 in the education field has really taught us as educators that we really are resilient. We are doing a job now that we were never prepared to do, but in the face of all of these challenges, we are becoming better collaborators. We are innovative, always looking for the newest tools and technologies to meet the needs of our students. And we're going to continue to do whatever it takes so that our students can be learners, can grow, can achieve. And the parents and the teachers, the whole Yangon American community has really come together at this difficult time. And we're going to continue to move forward and do whatever is necessary to make sure that our students continue to learn.
I think one thing that COVID-19 has taught us is that we need to have contingency plans for a variety of things that could happen. And for sure, we will continue to have a distance learning plan that we work on and create to be more effective. But overall, I think that we are working to just continue to be positive, even in the midst of things that can happen that we did not foresee.
I think as we move forward in education, we have absolutely learned that distance learning is not the future of education. I think that teachers now more than ever have a very important role to play in a child's life, and there's a deep understanding that doing it in person is the best way to do it. So as we move forward, I think that teachers will take the creativity and the innovation that we have brought to this time and implement that in the classroom. So we have changed the way that we do things now, and that's going to impact what we do in the long run. I think in-person learning is going to look very different than it did before. All of us would like to go back to teaching in person tomorrow if we could. But when we do get to do that, I think for us, our number one priority is making sure that it is a safe environment for students and teachers. So there's going to be a lot of our enhanced cleaning procedures that are already in place now, making sure that everyone has masks or face shields, taking temperatures at the door, really putting in those extra procedures and the extra steps that might take a little bit of time away from the day, but in the long run will ensure that our campus is safe and that everyone who works here and everyone who comes to visit stays safe and healthy.